Welcome to DynamicsCon Virtual 2024. Dive deep into a world of knowledge where our Microsoft Dynamics 365, Dynamics GP, and Power Platform superheroes are ready to guide you through the ocean of possibilities. This multi-track voyage is completely free thanks to our heroic sponsors. Explore the hidden treasures of our roundtable sessions throughout the conference by navigating to the Roundtables tab in the left menu bar. For even more pearls of wisdom, swim over to the event info section on the Home tab and discover the expanding depths of our Dynamics user group community. All right, explorers, let's set sail and make waves in the world of Dynamics. Our first deep sea discovery awaits. Thank you for joining us as we begin DynamicsCon Virtual 2024. Please give a warm welcome to our Microsoft Keynote speaker.
Welcome to DynamicsCon 2024. Apologies for those technical delays. As you can see, I tried to get into the spirit of the proceedings. It is 5 a.m. here in Seattle, and in case you're wondering, no, I don't always have my cape on this early. I usually wait until I get into work. Just kidding. It is so great to be here with all of you, and we are super excited to share our latest innovations in Dynamics 365. I am Malli, Vangala, and I'm part of our ERP product and engineering team. I focus on topics that drive the overall growth of our customer and partner ecosystem. We also have my colleague Jannik here with me, and he will share the latest on Business Central later in this presentation. Let's kick things off with a short video that highlights how some of our Dynamics customers are using Copilot in their businesses.
We have Copilot in every single platform or solution that's available within the Power Platform ecosystem, which made it easier for us to fast-track a lot of our deployments.
Copilot for Sales is actually allowing us to spend less time in front of the computer and more time in front of the customer.
Embedding the Copilot capabilities and things like Copilot Studio, our company has embraced artificial intelligence and generative AI in a big way.
Dynamics 365 has allowed us to get to the data sooner and then start driving business from it.
I just want to take a minute to talk about two important concepts you're probably hearing in the industry and that you will hear a lot during our talk today as well. The first is Copilot, and the second is agents. A Copilot is your personal private assistant that works solely for you, enhancing your capabilities. There are as many Copilots as there are people, ensuring personalized support for everyone. And an agent is an expert system that operates autonomously on behalf of a process or a company. There are significantly more agents than people, ensuring comprehensive support and automation. We believe that our customers will need both Copilots and agents. Every employee will have their Copilot, and they'll be supported by many agents. If a company has 1,000 employees, there'll be 1,000 Copilots, one for each employee, but then tens of thousands of agents. Most of you are very familiar with our portfolio in Dynamics 365, and we are thrilled to be enriching this portfolio with AI. Some of you may have seen the very recent announcements we made late last month, but in case you missed, Satya announced several exciting updates. Creating autonomous agents in Copilot Studio will be available in public preview later this month at Ignite. We also announced 10 new autonomous agents in Dynamics 365, some of which I'll be showing via a demo today. I'll now walk you through a few exciting updates in ERP, starting with the finance and supply chain portfolio first. One can argue that one of the biggest shifts in ERP was the move to the cloud in the early 2000s. We strongly believe that we are on the cusp of an even bigger shift now with the move to autonomous ERP. For the first time, we are seeing the building blocks of a technological foundation fall in place that will enable agentic experiences in ERP. These experiences have the potential to help us fundamentally rethink business processes. I want to emphasize that even as we are excited about the impact of AI in ERP, our priorities are very grounded in the fact that we also must deliver on key fundamentals and our customer commitments. So with that in mind, I wanted to highlight a few key items that we shipped in the last few months. There is a lot to cover here, and I won't touch upon everything, but I will call out a few items. Across the portfolio, enhancing security has been a huge priority. Business performance analytics is also now generally available. In supply chain management, demand planning with Copilot is now generally available, and I will share a quick demo of this later in this presentation. In finance, we continue to roll out our localization capabilities in Germany, Malaysia, and LATAM. In commerce, point-of-sale customers can turn on kiosk-based self-checkout on the store commerce app to reuse existing workflows. This functionality allows customers to enable self-checkout for items that can be scanned and paid for by credit or debit card. In project operations, we are improving the resource booking, creation, optimization, and performance. These improvements within resource management run CRUD, which stands for Create, Read, Update, Delete operations, in parallel while generating resource bookings. These changes help improve the scale and throughput of the resource booking functionality. Finally, in HR, the Human Resources app for leave and absence is integrated with Microsoft Dynamics 365 Human Resources. It helps organizations ensure that their employees can seamlessly request, edit, and cancel time off and leave of absence requests. Employees can view leave balances, upcoming leaves, and leave history in one app. Managers can also use the app to view requests and approve or reject them. The Human Resources app for leave and absence can be used in Microsoft Teams or in a web browser. It can be used on both mobile devices and desktop devices. I will now showcase two quick demos, one for business performance analytics and one for demand planning Copilot. Let's start with business performance analytics.
Introducing Business Performance Analytics, a centralized reporting and insights hub within Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Business Performance Analytics is designed to streamline your financial and operational insights and help you make faster, data-driven decisions. At the heart of Business Performance Analytics are pre-built reports powered by an end-user-friendly data model that cover core financial and operational processes like procure to pay, record to report, and order to cash. These reports give you a quick and comprehensive view of your financial performance right out of the box. But Business Performance Analytic doesn't stop there. If you need something more specific, you have the flexibility to modify existing reports or even create your own, all tailored to your unique business needs. One of Business Performance Analytics' standout features is dimensional role-level security, ensuring that users only see the data relevant to them based on their role. This means you can confidently share reports without duplicating them, as the data is automatically filtered by your organization's security policies. It's a simple but powerful way to maintain control while providing access. For teams that love working in Excel, Business Performance Analytics integrates seamlessly with Analyze in Excel, allowing you to export and explore data using pivot tables and formulas. And if your organization is leveraging Power BI, Business Performance Analytic integrates deeply, giving you access to curated reports and enabling advanced visualizations. Lastly, Business Performance Analytics integrates with Microsoft Fabric, providing a scalable, secure environment for handling large datasets and ensuring your insights are always powered by the latest technology. In short, Business Performance Analytics delivers a robust, secure, and flexible platform for business leaders, helping you get the most from your data while staying agile and informed. Thank you.
And as I just mentioned before, Business Performance Analytics is GA as of October 30th. So we would love for you all to use it and provide us with feedback. Now let's move on to the Demand Planning Copilot demo.
Copilot in Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management provides valuable assistance to the demand planner by analyzing the forecast and other relevant data. Alicia, a demand planner, is interested in analyzing any significant shifts in the forecast. For this analysis, she can select the appropriate month on the chart for the forecast she wants to examine. Alicia has the flexibility to choose between any of the available time series for her analysis. Copilot will then present Alicia with a list of available questions it can assist her with, including displaying the fiscal periods that will be analyzed for each question. Alicia will select the question regarding the shift between February and January. Copilot will respond with a summary in text, followed by a table showing the largest shift detected, including both positive and negative shifts. The analysis will be done per individual dimension and dimension combination. Ken, a demand planning manager, is interested in analyzing the forecast for outliers after the entire sales team has done their manual edits to the AI-generated baseline forecast. Ken selects the question outliers. By default, the entire fiscal year of a selected period will be analyzed unless a date filter is applied to the view. Copilot will respond with a summary in text, followed by a table showing detected outliers, including both positive and negative results. The analysis will be done per individual dimension and dimension combination. Ken will contact the sales manager responsible for car audio products to see if numbers for September are correct. Carrie, a demand planning manager, wants to analyze deviations between the consensus forecast version and actual sales performance. Carrie selects the question deviation. The system then asks her to select the second data point to be used in her analyze, in this case actual sales. By default, the entire fiscal year of the selected period will be analyzed unless a date filter is applied to the view. Copilot will respond with a summary in text, followed by a table showing the largest deviations calculated by mean absolute percentage error. Both positive and negative results are considered. The analysis will be done per individual dimension and dimension combination. Carrie will contact the sales manager and marketing manager to understand why the sales of car audio products deviate so significantly from the consensus forecast.
And of course, the list of AI and Copilot features in ERP is long, and we won't have time to go through each one of these today. It's in fact very long, as you can see here. We are, however, being super thoughtful in choosing business processes to address first with agentic experiences. We are choosing processes such as financial reconciliation and time and expense management, which are sources of delays and costs for most companies. Some of the first agentic experiences we are focused on are shown on this page. I will now get into the demos of 3 of these agents that are underlined here on this slide, so you can see them in action. Let's first start with the Time Copilot agent.
Time tracking is a tedious, time-consuming task that most people don't enjoy. Let's see how Copilot agents can assist users to save time and remove the tedious nature of time entry. The agent can create draft entries at the end of each working day or working week using the resource project assignments and bookings. Let's take a look at Babak, a consultant for Contoso, who leverages the time agent to simplify the creation of his weekly timesheet. Babak will be notified directly in Teams that the agent has created time entries for the week. If he has questions about these entries, he can click through for more details. In this case, he views Tuesday's entries. Everything looks good, so he submits those entries. Next, he takes a look at Wednesday. All's good on Wednesday, submits those as well. So Babak is thrilled to have completed his timesheet for the week by simply reviewing his time that was created by Copilot and simply approving. Next, let's see how Babak can leverage Copilot Time Agent from within the Project Operations timesheet experience. When Babak opens his time entries in Project Operations, he sees 4 draft time entries created by Copilot. He reviews these entries, selects them, and submits them for approval. Let's take a look at a few other time entry scenarios for our Copilot time agent. Copilot will remind Babak at the end of each week that he has unsubmitted time entries. He can review these entries, make sure they're okay, and then he submits them for the week. Copilot can also notify Babak if his time entries have been rejected. In this scenario, Copilot flags his entries because he violated a company policy by including the names of the project manager and engineer in his time entry comments. He quickly edits the entry and resubmits his time. What once took hours every week is now packaged into a swift, simple flow with all the grunt work done by Copilot on the back end. This allows Babak to get back to the work that matters.
As you may have noticed in this demo, the experience of the time entry was in project operations and teams, and this is by design. It is wherever it makes sense in the context of work. Let's go to the Expense Copilot agent demo now.
People often find filing expense reports to be a hassle because it requires lots of time and attention to detail. Let's see how Copilot agents can assist users to save time and remove the tedious nature of expense reporting. The expense agent can automatically create expense entries from emails and from credit card transactions and group them into an expense report. Let's look at a scenario where Babak, a consultant from Contoso, took a trip to Amsterdam. The expense agent notified Babak and teams that he's compiled all expenses into a single expense report for approval. If there are less than 10 lines in the expense report, Babak will be presented with an expense report that shows all the lines and gives him the ability to edit the category and the amount directly in the expense report before submitting. If there are more than 10 lines in the expense report, Babak will be presented with a summary of the expense report that shows the number of expense entries by category. In this example, Babak will review his meal expense before submitting the full expense for approval. If Babak prefers, he can also view his Copilot-generated expense report in the standard project operations expense tool. The expenses appear as a draft expense report that can be edited and submitted for approval in the same manner as a normal expense report. Babak used to spend hours manually creating expense reports for business trips. Now he's happy that Copilot has made it easier by compiling the expenses for him to simply review and approve.
Now let's look at the other side of this agentic experience, the approvals Copilot agent.
In this video, we're going to see how Copilot helps Robin, a project manager, in her daily work. Robin logs into Dynamics 365 and is notified that Copilot will assist her to streamline her approvals. Robin is excited because she manages 20 different projects and has the daunting task of reviewing and approving the time, expenses, and materials across these projects. This can lead to her approving hundreds of entries each week. On Robin's new homepage, she can immediately see that Copilot has automatically approved 704 documents based on her company's policies and has flagged 320 violations she needs to resolve. Robin expands the card to see more details. She sees that 240 violations are related to time, 60 are related to expense, and 20 are related to materials. She clicks to review the time-related violations. She is taken to the approvals workspace where she can see a breakdown of the types of time entry violations. 80 were associated with a missing sales price, 60 were related to overtime, 60 were related to not to exceed violations, and 40 related to submitted on a non-working day. She can also see a breakdown of the violations by project. She takes a deeper look of the missing sales price violations. Copilot has flagged 40 time entries because there was a missing sales price for a principal consultant lead. It is critical to resolve these issues before sending out invoices, otherwise the invoices sent to the customer would be incorrect. Copilot suggests that she adds a $300 sales price for a principal consultant lead. This is spot on. She is amazed that Copilot made the right recommendation and she applies these changes across her projects. Now she has only 40 remaining violations to resolve related to missing sales price. She loves how Copilot is assisting her to resolve these violations. This is saving her time and ensuring that invoices are accurate and company policies are followed. She will come back to finish these after her morning coffee. She goes back to her homepage and sees that she has 5 team members haven't submitted their time yet for the week. Copilot helps her send a quick reminder email to those 5 people. Robin is thrilled with her new homepage and how Copilot reduces the busy work of approvals. With Copilot assistance, she will save hours of time each week, and it'll be much easier to ensure that time, expenses, and materials are compliant with company policies. Time for another cup of coffee.
And as part of this agentic experience, one feature is the self-learning capability. So as you saw that there was a price that Copilot came up with for a principal lead, and that will be remembered for the next time. So the same violation does not occur again. I'm going to move us on to finance and talk about the account reconciliation Copilot agent. This is one of the 10 that Satya announced just late last month.
A typical period close takes about 14 days. Of the many phases it involves, reconciliation often stands out as the most complex and time-consuming. Ask any finance manager, slow or inaccurate reconciliations could risk decision delays on critical mergers and acquisitions, cash flow control, and stakeholder reporting. Meet April, a finance manager at a global corporation. As she begins her day, she knows that this month's reconciliation is more critical than ever. Her CFO is counting on completing the close quickly to greenlight a significant expansion project, one that could redefine the company's future. As she starts her day, reviewing key financial dashboards, she notices that most figures look good, but there are a few discrepancies in accounts payable. April transitions to the new Copilot-enabled reconciliation workspace. Usually, reconciliation is a time-consuming manual process, but this time, April's workspace looks different, smarter. The system has flagged critical exceptions that need her attention, proactively surfaced by Copilot. April notices that Copilot has recommended speeding up the exception handling process to avoid any delays. She quickly activates the Copilot agent, confident it will help her meet the CFO's deadline. As the day progresses, April is occasionally presented with an exception as they occur. But unlike before, these exceptions come with a clear summary and suggested actions based on her past decisions. This saves her valuable time. As April reviews the accounts payable exceptions, she's able to resolve them with just a few clicks, right from her workspace. She doesn't have to navigate through multiple screens anymore. Everything is in one place. After resolving an exception, Copilot informs April that 90% of similar issues were handled the same way. It suggests automating this task for the future, so April can focus on more strategic work. She approves the creation of the rule, confident that Copilot will continue to improve. Thanks to the daily reconciliation and exception handling by her Copilot, April's month-end close is smoother than ever. She can now deliver accurate financial reports to her CFO in record time, providing the crucial data needed for the expansion decision. April smiles as she's realized she's finished early enough to make it to her daughter's softball game. Thanks to Dynamics 365 Finance Copilot, she's not just reconciling accounts, she's helping her company grow while still having time for what matters most.
Once again, in this demo, you probably noticed that self-learning capability that the agent has, remembering actions taken previously for the future as well. We are excited about all of our agents, but this one in particular resonates very, very strongly with me because I've seen firsthand how painful it is to do the monthly and quarterly close for companies.
A typical period.
I'm now going to shift gears to supply chain management and talk about or show the demo for the supply chain management Copilot agent.
A luxury goods company aims to increase top-line revenue by 15% by expanding into their emerging APAC market. Let's see how Copilot is going to help them by identifying opportunities, pulling in the right people at the right moment, and producing a feasible sales and operations plan so that the revenue goal can be achieved. First, they need to identify where the growth opportunities are. Copilot analyzes the merchandise portfolio with APAC and suggests a growth opportunity for their wristwatches. Copilot analyzes the demand patterns in social media traffic and discovers a high demand for the J12 watch line where they aren't currently offered. It automatically generates a suggestion to pursue the expansion of this product containing a full forecast plan. Planner approves the forecast plan. Copilot then analyzes inventory across the supply chain network and the production capacity to confirm this new demand can be fulfilled. Copilot presents two alternatives: supplier center Europe, or open a new distribution center at the packaging station. Copilot helps provide a deeper understanding of the options and the related consequences. Based on cost and sustainability trade-offs, it recommends the latter. The supply planner can complete this analysis in minutes rather than days and confidently approve the It shows the impact on the balance sheet from the capital investment and depreciation. Additional workers and skill sets to support the new plans, as well as the operating and benefit costs for the region. Both the finance and HR managers can approve the plans. The team is ready to take the proposal to the CFO and CEO. Using Copilot, the team creates a summary of all decisions and their impacts on all areas of the business. Thanks to the Microsoft Stack, the CFO and CEO can review and approve the plan, and actions in recruiting, finance, and operations can begin immediately. In the past, developing a plan to achieve a 15% increase in revenue required substantial time gathering insights and aligning stakeholders. Now, with Copilot, stakeholders are kept fully in the loop, informed decisions are made faster, and goals will be achieved more rapidly than ever before.
One of the last demos that I will show before I hand it over to Jannik is the supplier communication agent demo.
This video showcases the transformation of crucial operations by our procurement agent, emphasizing both the business benefits and the experience for users interacting with agents. It demonstrates how we implement enterprise-level authoring standards to ensure every customer and user can trust and confidently utilize Copilot agents. The source-to-pay process is a complex and labor-intensive operation that is critical for every company in the world. It covers all engagement with vendors, from sourcing new vendors through purchasing and payment processing to spend management. And today, it's filled with inefficiencies. Companies spend millions on managing and streamlining procurement, constantly looking for ways to minimize avoidable costs and risks. And that's where Copilot agents come in, starting with managing efficient vendor communications. The demo will show how we shift purchasers from manual tasks to a supervisory role, saving up to 50% of purchasers' time spent on manual work, ensuring instant response to vendors' issues and higher on-time delivery to customers. Additionally, it shows the learning experience of the agent with user trust in mind. Let's see what that looks like. We begin by showing how process owners activate agent skills and build trust in what agents can do for them. Inga is a procurement manager responsible for procurement of goods from vendors. Her goal is to ensure reliable delivery and effective vendor communication. Inga's immersive home experience shows that her team recently updated 155 purchase orders manually based on vendors' changes and disruptions. Copilot uses Inga's business data to predict that her team can save more than 100 hours per week by activating an agent skill. This will result in instant replies to vendors, which helps them to more often react and ship within the same day. And the instant visibility of vendors' changes gives Inga's team more time to find alternative supplies or for the company to replan production. Both help the company to ship more customer orders on time. Inga reviews the default skill configuration without changing any of the filters. She allows the skill to read emails from known vendors, and then she activates the skill. Now we will see how purchasers in Inga's department are helped by the agent and improve it over time. Daisy is one of the purchasers. She sees that Copilot has automatically processed 24 out of 25 emails from her vendors and saved her 2 hours of her time. One email requires her attention because the vendor's changes would result in a stock out. She reviews the impacted orders and decides that safety stock should be used to cover this. She decides to improve the agent's skill to match what she would have done. She asks the skill to consider both on-hand inventory and safety stock when checking if customer orders can still be filled after a vendor's change. She thinks her colleagues will benefit from the same change, so she suggests this for her manager's approval. Her manager, Inga, sees the suggestion together with a simulation of the impact this change would have had on last week's orders. This would have resulted in 5 additional autonomously updated purchase orders and would have unblocked shipment of sales orders worth $20,000. Inga reviews the exact before and after change to the skill, and then she publishes the improvement of the skill to her team. Now we will see how the company's recent activity triggers the Copilot agent to suggest an additional skill because it will provide high value. Inga, the procurement manager, is made aware that 5 expected vendor deliveries never arrived last week. The agent can autonomously detect missing confirmations from vendors and create reminders for them. This will increase the number of on-time deliveries from vendors. It will also provide early visibility if vendors can't deliver, which gives more time to find alternatives and avoid delayed customer orders. Inga reviews the default skill configuration and activates it without changing any parameters. Now we will see how an employee can personalize the agent behavior for their domain. Daisy, the purchaser, sees that the agent suggests to send a reminder to a vendor. Daisy handles local vendors who deliver directly, so she includes which warehouse they must deliver to, and she regenerates the draft. She also adjusts the greetings to match her style. She then accepts to send the email. Copilot learned from her changes and asks if this should only apply to this mail or vendor. She selects to apply this to all her vendors. Finally, we will show how all users can get an overview of the active Copilot agent skills and inspect what they did. By day 10, Copilot agents autonomously processed 170 emails and managed 58 purchase order follow-ups for Daisy. She reviews which tasks the agent is assisting her with and sees the measurable impact. With the supplier collaboration agent, the company proactively reminds vendors, which reduces late deliveries. Changes from vendors are processed instantly, which unlocks more same-day shipments from vendors, provides early visibility of delivery changes, and enables proactive replanning of production to maximize equipment utilization. Together, the optimized processes improve the company's on-time and in-full deliveries to their customers. The autonomous supplier collaboration agent improves overall procurement efficiency, enabling healthier supplier relationships. Microsoft Dynamics 365 enables autonomous procurement processes.
I know that was a lot of demos across the entire finance and supply chain portfolio, but hopefully that gave you a sense for how we are putting AI to use to really fundamentally rethink business processes.
This video showcases the transformation of crucial operations.
And now, without further ado, I'll hand the floor over to Jannik.
Thank you very much, Malli. Really great to see this, and sorry you had to be up that early. I am broadcasting here from our development center just outside Copenhagen. So I am in Denmark. So here it's 2:45 in the afternoon. So all good for me, but I'll take it from here now, because now we're going to talk about Business Central, and I did not bring a cape like Malli did this morning. So what I did, I went to our little, liquor room. I think I could do this. I stole some wizards from there. It is so here at the development side. It's also, because it's Denmark, headquarters of where Lego is invented and produced. So we have the latest sets and so on. So we can want to relax at night, also do this kind of things. Anyway, we will have to talk about Business Central now. And of course, also I will go into explain a little bit about what we've done with agents. So I'm Jannik. I'm a principal group product manager, basically meaning I run a team of product managers that define what goes into our product. And we have, of course, once again, decided that we should deliver a lot of great stuff. And I wanted to start before I jump into Copilot and AI. I don't want to end up with you saying, here we were just talking about the AI and the Copilot, because I want to say because I know there are some users, that maybe prospects out there, customers already using this, thinking, what about, the rest of the application, the rest of the functionality in the product. And what you see here, and I know it's impossible to read, and that's not the idea of this slide. The idea of this slide is basically just to list the headlines of the investments we have done in the recent release. As you can see, continue to improve the finance area, continue to improve the supply chain area. So, for example, we have just added subscription billing as a module inside Business Central. We have also in the supply chain area done a lot of improvements there, especially around integration to Dynamics 365 field service, because we see a lot of demand from customers out there saying we want to digitalize as well people that go to the field and maybe want to use Copilot to speak to the phone once they're done with the job and so on. And we can get that, with Business Central by having a strong integration to Dynamics 365 field service. So in this release, we have just enabled it so that work orders and so on are synchronized seamlessly, including also inventory levels and so on the field service side. And then I will not delve into all the details here, but you can see sustainability covers a big part of this, release. Just want to say for those of you listening in the US, Canada, it's still a topic, but however, in Europe, it's being mandated for a lot of companies actually starting this year for large companies, and we'll see SMBs actually being mandated starting from 2026 and onwards, depending on employee size and revenue and so on, meaning that we need to start delivering that capability in Business Central. On this, there is also a headline here, says generative AI. We've done a lot of that. First of all, we have agent in private preview, the sales order agent, but we have also done a lot of investments in Copilot, enabling Copilot inside Business Central. I'll show you a few examples of that, what we've done so far. Reporting, I just wanted to also speak a little bit to that, because that is a key topic for anybody using a system, using ERP, using a business management solution, basically being able to get the data out, see, how's my income, revenue, and so on. And for that, we have shipped now 79 new business reports for Business Central built on Power BI. We had it before, but we went out, we talked to users, we talked to owners, we talked to CFOs, also sales managers and so on, and said, what is it really you expect when you get to the office and want to see some insights into your data? And rather than, have to look for everything, we build these rich dashboards, so they are actually available as well. I won't cover, everything again here on the world-class service, but of course, for every release, we make sure that we invest in performance, reliability, whatever we can do there to deliver that from the cloud, to users out there, including strong integrations to the Power Platform, specifically, of course, Power Automate, which we use for workflows, and continue to involve on that experience, bringing it into Business Central in a better experience if you want to build new flows and so on to execute. But if we jump a little more detail into what have we done with Copilot in this release, and there's different colors in this, and again, I know there's a lot of text. What basically the story here is that when we look into where we can improve business processes with Copilot, we do look at, in this case, for example, sales to cash, where you're getting ready to transact, you're having a quote to order process, you're getting paid, and then you pay. And what can we use Copilot for in these areas to really remove tedious tasks, speed up the work for users out there so that you can work and even maybe more strategic, important tasks. So what is green here again, it's more to illustrate just in this release, we added new capabilities with AI, and that's basically illustrated here. And some of the other things were added in the previous release. If we take a quick look just at some of the things, and I will speak over this, so there is no voice, this is my voice, but we added the possibility in this case to do substitution. You can see here when I open a list, it says suggest substitutions for an item. And this is a new item, and what Copilot will do, it will go through the whole list of products. And in this case, it was a chair. So it will suggest the other chairs. It's repeating here while I talk, it's just a small GIF. But what I want to say here, you go to substitution, and as you can see there, suggest substitutions. Again, think about just entering this data into Business Central. That would take a lot of time, but that's where we look at our telemetry and other things and say, where can we really help users? Then another thing is an email I have here. We made it so that if you copy that into the sales line on Business Central, then basically Business Central Copilot can read the text. I know this was very quick. That's why we repeated it again, but it copies the text, pastes it into Copilot, have to generate, and very quickly you will see there that the lines are generated with the products. So just again, another illustration of how we bring Copilot into the business processes inside Business Central. Another example where we are using Copilot, in this case, we have the analysis tabs, meaning you can build your own analysis. And now you can, with natural language, you can basically, in this case, say, I want to add, the date, the year, the month, and then that is being added to that. It's repeating again here. This is a small GIF showing you this. But we see a lot of traction on this because users really like to interact with the data in that natural language. You can do everything that Copilot builds here also by clicking on the different fields. But rather than have to, maybe use remaining amount when you want to see that, you can just see, who owes me money, and then it will use the remaining amount field. So it helps users that maybe do not really know about the data fields and so on in Business Central to build rich insights into the data dynamically as they work here. They can save those tabs. Now you've seen it a few times. It keeps repeating here. But this was really just to tell you about that we continue to build, a strong foundation and build Business Central, build out the capabilities and the core functionality. Look at those, see where we can use Copilot. And here on this screen, you can see the Copilot's already available. First, we have the marketing text suggestion, our first one. And I heard for some users saying, but I could also do that, outside or in Copilot on the web. I would say you can't get the same rich suggestions as you can get inside Business Central, because what we do when we generate those marketing texts you can use, we look at all the attributes of a product, not just the name of the product, coffee machine and steel. We actually take all the attributes, whether it's color and size and so on, and use that to generate those very inspiring and sales generating texts. So think about that. Where is it really, and what kind of text you want to generate? Get a lot of extra value doing that on an item card in Business Central. Bank account reconciliation, another area we invested in to make, actually that whole process much faster. We saw a little bit also for Malli, they're using it for reconciliation. We use the same because when you're reconciling something, in this case, the bank statement to what you have in Business Central, then it's possible to look at some text, but Copilot also tries to match the different numbers, see what adds up, and therefore comes up with a bit of suggestion that we see by doing that manually. Analysis Assist, you just saw the sales line suggestion as a sample as well. We're also using it, from e-document matching, meaning that when you have created a sales order of 100 lines, and then you get a delivery of 5 of those, which one matches what? Copilot really helps do that very fast. Number series suggestions, that's something you generate every time you want a number series for your invoices, credit memos, and so on. And rather than having to set that up, you can ask Copilot to do it. Item substitution, you just saw that. Chat is also available, and now I know there's a big US audience for this event here as well. And I have to say it's available in US only preview right now. So those of you in having a US tenant or trial tenant can actually use that and try that out. Basically enabling users to be guided in Business Central, also be told what to do. You can even from chat also instruct it to build these analysis views we just saw. So that's an overview of the Copilots. Now, what this session was really all about the agents. And I want to actually start by talking about the agents in Business Central. And probably the best way to do that is really to, take an overview of what we've done with the sales order agent. I have been told, just saying, that because this started a little bit late, I can go a few minutes over, but I'm trying to respect time here so that you're not delayed for the rest of the day. But basically, a sales order agent, helps in terms of analyze emails, customer emails. Then it engages basically in multi-turn conversations, because sometimes the customer asks for something and then you reply back. An agent can actually do that. I mean, multi-turn, not just a single response here. An agent, in this case, the sales order agent, also can check on inventory, unit of measure, and so on. It could also, can be triggered automatically or by demand. So I'm not going to go through all of these here. You can, I know it's more text, but read it. But basically what I'm trying to illustrate is the fact that this agent here, the sales order agent, then, and if we take some of the last, can take a sales quote, convert that into a sales order before there is a confirmation for these. Can also then compose the final email. It can then create an update, sales quote with the requested items and configure prices and so on. All that said, explains what it can do, but let's actually see it in action here. So this is actually with VoiceOver, so let me just get that to play here for you.
I'm the sales manager for a Stone Ridge client that sells coffee machines. We use Business Central, and I'm excited to turn on the new sales order taker agent. Setup is very simple. I provide a shared sales team email address that customers use to send sales order requests to. I activate it, and it's ready to go. No additional configuration needed. Let's see it in action through the mailbox of one of our customers, Ian. Ian wants to order some coffee accessories for his coffee machines and asks to expedite the response. In an incredibly short time, Ian receives one. The agent taps back and forth to verify and confirm the order. In the background, it's taking into consideration available inventory and Ian's previous purchases and preferences. Once Ian has confirmed the items and quantities he wants, he very quickly gets the sales quote. Thank you very much as a PDF. Back in Business Central, and sellers can see exactly how the conversation begins to play. Our favorite thing about the agent is that it completes the bulk of the work, asking my sellers to simply approve the content before it's shared externally. In the meantime, another order has come in and begun to be processed by the agent. Any seller can go in to review the order. As a special thanks to the customer, I'm going to include a 5% discount. As a final step, I add the discount to the agent-generated quote, and it's ready for the agent to send out. The Order Taker Copilot agent is a team agent, helping all of my salespeople to significantly reduce order processing time, meaning our customers get an informed experience and faster delivery, even during busy periods. Great news! There's another new Business Central feature that is going to help our business. As a part of our offering.
So this is actually where I am going to end, on the video here. What I want to say is that was a glimpse of what actually is in private preview. We have shipped that for a select number of customers to basically try it out, give us feedback. Just want to end up saying what you really saw here, saw a quick demo, but there are some important parts. First of all, we focus when it's about agent having an easy configuration. It should be easy for you to select what is, for example, in this case, the mailbox, and then activate it. That's the first step. We really focus on easy configuration. The next thing, it's really important for us to have the human in the loop, meaning that a user can go in and see what's actually going on here, and then have the choice to review and then approve for the next steps, so that the agent can keep moving on. You can even also, stop the task there. And another thing that's core of the design of these agents is that we have one place where you can monitor the progress. What has it done? How effectively has it been? So that's part of an agent as well. You can go and see that and then decide to if there's something you want to review there. That's another element of these designs. And finally, there's of course also, this possibility to review any changes. In this case, when a document is read on email or whatever, then it should be, then it's possible to actually see where has that change happened. If somebody says, I have this external document number, or I want a different delivery date, then actually the agent updates that, and as a user I can go in and see what's going on there and directly on the screen being pointed to where this is happening. That's in the review now. So that's what I had for you as well. So a lot of exciting times as well in Business Central with agents. Thank you very much.